What I was talking about previously about music and how it provokes emotions. There's these these old Michael Jackson concerts, and in one of the scenes on the concert, he's just literally just standing on stage. He's doing nothing. He's just standing, and the crowd is going crazy. It's Michael Jackson, right? They screaming, and finally the crowd starts to settle down, and as they get quieter and quieter, then Michael just simply turns his head, looks to the side, and the crowd erupts again. People are fainting and falling over one another. Emotions, you know, emotions, euphoria. This is what a great performance does. So this is why I was telling you previously that could it have been emotions? I want to read to you 1 Samuel 16 from verse 14 to 23. So this is after God has rejected Saul. It says here, verse 14, "But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and a distressing spirit from the Lord troubled him. And Saul's servants said to him, 'Surely a distressing spirit from God is troubling you. Let our master now command your servants, who are before you, to seek out a man who is a skillful player of the harp. And it shall be that he will play it with his hand when the distressing spirit from God is upon you, and you shall be well.'" And jumping to verse 23, "And so it was, whenever the Spirit from God was upon Saul, that David who was now anointed to be king, who was a man after God's heart, would take a harp and play it with his hand. Then Saul would become refreshed and well, and the distressing spirit would depart from him." Are you hearing this? This scripture shows you that music can affect your emotions. In fact, it shows you that it can cast out spirits. Now, think of this. If a man who is anointed by God plays an instrument and it can cause a distressing spirit to leave, what happens when a person who is not anointed by God or even boldly declares that they are not Christian? What happens when that person sings? What comes upon you then? Just think of it. You have to realize that for every good thing, there's also a bad version of it. So then, if churches can put people on stage to minister to you, and these people boldly declare that they're not Christians, then what are they ministering to you? This is why I said in the previous video that gospel is just a genre. You have to test every spirit. Now let's continue with 1 John 4. I'm reading now from verse 2. "By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is of God." Verse 3. "And every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist." Lord have mercy. Are you hearing this? So every time the church puts someone on that stage that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh, and they put this person there to minister to you, whether it's to sing, to play the drums, guitar, backup vocalists, whatever, when they put them there, they are putting the Antichrist to minister to you. According to the scripture, read it again, verse 3. "And every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God, and this is the spirit of the Antichrist." Really, may the Lord have mercy. But let's take it a bit further. 1 John 4, let's read from verse 5. "They are of the world, therefore they speak as of the world, and the world hears them. They speak as of the world. They minister as of the world. They minister a worldly spirit upon you." And then you wonder why in the church there's these funny dances, Christians talking about twerking for the Lord. But it's not just in the church, because they minister the spirit even when you are in your home and you watching their videos, you listening to their music. It's the same as when you're listening to mainstream music. Those people are ministering to you, but what spirit are you receiving from their ministration? Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God.